Hi everybody. So, start a video and I forgot something I was going to show you. Oh, I hope everybody's doing well. I am making this video on the day of the video as it goes up. I will catch up later on. I'm going to start this video addressing something just brief. Nothing that needs to be discussed, but just the fact that I had a very disappointing guess it was beginning of the week, or was it last week, something like that. See, it's all I try and shut things out of my mind when I don't like what's going on. You know, that happens. And you just want to roll your eyes and shake your head and say, seriously? And then you just get rid of the source of what was the annoyance. And I've been doing that. And it has to do with people in my life. Luckily, they're not really in my life. Quite honestly, and I have always held true to this, and maybe it's because I don't go to online events. I don't go to SouthTube. I don't over-involve myself in a lot of online relationships with people. I am a very leery person when it comes to who I consider to really be someone that I can trust. Someone that I know is not going to turn around and turn into a psycho on me. I always felt that I was very realistic. My mother always says I was extremely cautious, and it was a good thing. But I've been that way with people in real life. That's one reason why I have few friends, because I have to say the majority of people that start off as a friend, I don't like using that word that often, just like I don't like using the word love openly and freely. I mean real love, not just, I love you. But, you know, friendship is something that has to be earned over time. Because a acquaintance, or a good acquaintance, is somebody that, you know, unless you prove that I can trust you, prove that you're above regressing to a childish manner, and I don't mean a fun, playful childish, but a immature, cruel, mean level. You know, a person that doesn't, you know, let's see, I'm going to give you an analogy what I'm talking about. Say you're in a cage of monkeys, okay? Say we're all monkeys, and we're all inside of a cage, and one dumbass monkey decides to start throwing feces at another monkey. It's really sad to see that all the other monkeys then go after that same monkey who didn't do anything. Maybe offered the other monkey an apple when they thought that, don't you realize I want a banana, and they all start throwing shit. Well, I'm the other monkey. I'm the one monkey that goes, ugh, to hell with this, I'm not going to be stuck in a shitstorm, and get myself inside and wait until the shit calms down. And then, you know, just look at them like, seriously, why'd you do that? Why'd you all join in? Why did you even have to laugh at or make comment to or reference to something that you weren't involved in, that was absolutely ludicrous, that should never have obviously happened in the first place? And I just don't understand that mob mentality. I never have. I will never in my life be a sheep. I just can't. No one can make me follow, and it just blows my mind in this life how many people, when it comes down to it, are sheep. You know, they really are. But please do not send comments on what I just said, because I don't want to get into it. And if you do comment about it, don't expect a reply. I'm through with it. That's it. That is just an opinion I have on people in society that I have known, online, offline, and recently. So now, on to what I've been doing. I am making a new bag. I've cut out the pieces. They're for my mother-in-law. These are the fabrics. This and this. Let's see if you can get a close-up on that. You can see the dragonflies and the little daisies. These are pockets, by the way. I got the pockets. I've made my bias tape. I've cut out and I'm working on my straps. And I have both the inside and outsides done. All cut out. I'm going to start sewing them today. So that'll be good. Get that done. Christmas, to me, has become a drag. I wish it could be simplified for me, honestly. I love my extended family. Do not get me wrong on that. I love to spend time with them. But I have had issues, not with them, issues, personal issues, that are beginning to mentally shut me down. And I've gone through this before, but it's just so that, and it actually, this all kind of came about after my mother's passing. To me, everything becomes what I don't want to do. You know, I don't want to make cookies. I don't want to bake. I don't want to cook. I don't want to wrap gifts. I don't want to do anything. I really don't. I want to, you know, I ordered the gifts. They came. I would like to give them to everybody, say I love you, give them a hug, and go back to being left alone. You know, that's how I feel. And it's nothing on a personal level to any one person or anybody at all. It's me. I just don't. So, I have decided I am going to allow my children to take over cookie baking this year. That is a hard thing, because it's not that they don't know what they're doing. It's that I am a control freak. I know I am. My mother was. So for me to give that up is difficult. And sorry it's so dark in here. I had to turn the overhead light. It is completely overcast, very dark, and we have snow coming tomorrow. So I have our yearly cutouts, which are a cookie that my mother has made since years and years and years and years. I think actually it was originally a Betty Crocker recipe. Not sure. I know when I asked my father for the recipe, this is back when my mother was still alive, they emailed it to me, and my daddy put it down as Betty Crapper Xmas cookies. So that's how it's printed out. It's my Betty Crapper cookies. Where it actually came from, I don't know. And I've only seen one other YouTube person actually make them. I was looking up sugar cookies because I was curious if anybody else made them the same way. And I found a woman who makes them. And she's probably in my mother's age group. You know, she actually may be a little bit older. She looked like she was well into her 80s. So I know it's an old recipe. And it's a sugar cookie that has almond extract. Pardon me. Uses powdered sugar. Excuse me. Cream of tartar. And is not a real sweet cookie, but is a really good cookie. It's more like a biscuit. It's very thin, very crunchy. So those have to be done. Coffee, you know, it gives me indigestion. I shouldn't drink it, but I fall asleep with that now. So those have to get done. Those will be made, possibly Russian tea cookies or Mexican wedding cookies I'll be doing, or they'll be doing. because they're an easy one. The two things that I will be in charge of are the Rice Krispie treats. And I know, doesn't everybody know how to make a Rice Krispie treat? Yes, everybody knows how to make a Rice Krispie treat. I know that. But I have been asked and had requests for my family. Look, you can see my husband's coffee cup over there. Lovely. Anyways, I make them maybe a little different. I don't know. I brown my butter. You have to brown the butter. It gives it a much better flavor. And you have to add vanilla to it. But the key is knowing when to stop when you put the marshmallows in. Because it's a fine line between a nice, soft, rich marshmallow treat and a hard rock. So that's why I have been told, you're making the Rice Krispie treats this year. Again, we'd never brought them until last year. And last year I brought the regular ones, butterscotch ones, which all you do is melt butterscotch chips into it, and chocolate ones where I melted chocolate chips into it. So those are being made. I am also going to be making up, as I go along, a fig bar, because I have a lot of fig butter, and so I'm going to make some kind of a spicy fig bar, because it sounded really Christmassy, and I have the stuff. I got so much of it, I gotta use it. I also have some pumpkin butter, but I think I'll just, I don't know, maybe I'll make something with it too. But the oatmeal raisins and the cherry shortbreads, the pecan wedding cookies. I am not making pfeffernusse this year because I have found pfeffernusse in the store that Trader Joe's makes, and it is it's so good. So, because I bought a box to try, and turned out that they're fabulous. They're as good, if not better, and I don't have to mess with it, because pfeffernusse is a lot of ingredients. You know, it's cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, anise, and white pepper. It's a lot of stuff you add in there. Anyways, so that's going to be done by Trader Joe's. So I don't have to mess with it. I still got Christmas dinner to think about. I opened my mouth and decided that it would be a much easier idea if we all do a potluck, even though there's just really two of us cooking. I got to think of something. I was thinking of bringing a sushi platter for Fumiko and Emma and my brother. I don't know. I'm not going to make it, though. I'd have to buy it. I know well, the reason why is because I thought, you know, we always take the dinners and we always break it down to, you do this part, I do that part, you do this part, I do that part. And then when it gets closer, we're always like, oh, I don't remember, did we say that you were bringing this, or was I bringing that? And yeah, I just don't feel like going through it, because neither one of us can keep straight who was doing what. So I said, look, you bring what you want, I bring what I want. You bring a meat and side dish, I bring a meat and side dish. We just make it in a smaller scale. So I am buying a small boneless ham. I am buying a tri-tip, and I am buying, well, no, not buying, I actually have a pork loin. And what I plan on doing is, I have a meat slicer, you know, those ones that spin around like they have in the store. And I'm going to slice the ham and put that in a pan with some apple juice and some spices, and let that warm up in the oven. Just a little bit of juice, not a lot. I'm not saturating the stuff. It's just to keep it moist. I'm going to cook the pork roast with, I don't know with what. I don't know if I want to do a cherry glaze or do I want to do a spicy. I have to think on that one. And I'm going to do not teriyaki. Oh my god, no. I'm going to do the tri-tip with a rosemary garlic rub. And I'm going to rotisserie it And I'm going to slice all the meats and put them in, aluminum pans to keep them hot. And then I'm going to bring some bread so that if you want to make a sandwich, you can. My dad really liked that idea. He loves sandwiches. And then I'm going to bring maybe a macaroni and cheese I make. It sounds good. I like mac and cheese, and everybody else seems to. They like it better than the potatoes I bring. Not that they don't like my potatoes, they're not as big on potatoes. And then maybe find, if I could see if I can get still some petit pois peas. Petit pois peas. I don't know if I can find them this time of year. They're a spring thing. And the only brand that my family are S&W. So, yeah. I don't know. It could change between now and then. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Steve's trip went fantastic. Came back feeling really good about it. Could mean a lot more money in the future. My floor is far better since my husband came home, and he found a plug that was down near the trap. It was an area that there's no way I could have gotten to, and my daughters would not have known what to look for. But he found that it had popped out, and so he put it back in, cleaned things out, and haven't had any issues since of water seeping up under the floor. So that's a big plus. And out here, we don't have humidity. I mean, our humidity's 40% if it gets humid at all. So the majority of time it's in the teens. So it's going to dry out pretty, relatively quick. The only Christmas shopping I have left, I would like to get my husband something, which I am thinking. Do not be watching this, Steve. Another HP calculator for him. Because that's what he is into and collects. I collect sewing machines. He collects HP calculators. I am going to get another sewing machine. I'm going to go for a heavy duty one after Christmas. And I guess that's it. Got my mother-in-law and he's going to buy his father's stuff, and I got to get something for my dad. So, yeah. But the kids are all taken care of. Although one thing I bought for my niece, they said may not get here till January. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Long enough. And I will talk to you later. Till tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and I'm not going to continue VEDFAM next year. Maybe once a week.